Good morning, fish keepers. Whoa, microphone's not even looking in the right direction. Sorry. Cam here from the fishroom.co.nz. And yet again, we can't get this off to a start without a little pitch from me. Anyway, hope we're all well. It is Friday. Everyone's happy with Friday. Let's lift our coffees and celebrate. Oh, that's hot. Oh, it's really nice though. It's very, very hot. Ooh, probably should have made that a couple minutes ago. All right, so what have we got today? So first up, we've got a bit of a shipping update of what's going on. I'm working very hard with a few couriers to try and get some prices down to try and offer free shipping yet again. Auckland is still obviously well and truly cooked, and we can't control that. It just is what it is, and that was the reason why we had to drop the free shipping, because it was going to cost so much to get everything there, and a lot of our orders go up there. So I'm still working really hard to get the prices where I need it to be so I can do that. Hopefully, maybe the end of next week we might have a bit of a resolution, but I'll definitely keep everybody informed of what's going on, and if I can get it to a decent price structure again, then we'll be able to offer free shipping. But again, at least for this week, we'll just have to continue on with charging shipping. So I'm really sorry for that. It's not something that I want to do. It does stuff up a few things when it comes to trading as well. People have to double pay for freight, because I can't work out why to stop that. And like I said previously before, I like the idea of the online store being just like the physical store, where you can walk in, walk out, and you don't have to pay for anything extra just because you live away from the fish room. You still should be able to enjoy the service that it provides in the same way. So I'm still working hard on that. Hopefully really soon we get there. Good morning, Brian. How you doing? And sorry if everyone, if you're hearing that dinging noises. Apparently I'm getting a few notifications while I'm doing this. We've been pretty well stocked up with a few things this week. Morning, Kerry. So we've got a new range of River Revolution, which is an Australian-based plant fertilizer series. So it's a broad spectrum. It hits everything. I personally think it'll be quite good for really high-tech planted tanks when you're doing automatic dosing and that kind of stuff. I feel that having them all set up that way and dripping a mill here and a mill there, that kind of thing, I think would be a really good system for that. Not saying that you can't use it if you're going low-tech, but I can just envision it working really, really well on that sort of high-tech system. They also do a dechlorinator in that range, which 1 mil per 60 litres of aquarium water, which is pretty damn good. I thought it was the highest dosing liquid on the market. Turns out there is one or two more which I wasn't aware of. Fixed are 60 litres for 1 mil, which we stock, and there's another one by Aquavitro which we don't stock, which is why I wasn't aware of that. But still pretty good. 1 mil of treatment for 60 litres of water. That's well and truly up there as far as volume goes. We've got some new fish in this week. If you didn't see the video on Tuesday, just to name a few, we've got some really fancy male guppies in. These are all imported guppies. Brilliant, beautiful colouring, some really nice tails on them, that kind of stuff. Man, this lighting is not liking my face today. Anyway, platies, lots of multiple colours in them as well. Really popular fish. Really good tank filler because there's so multiple colour down there. They swim around, they're so active the entire time. Congo tetras, got them in purely because of the ones we've got in the tank over there, which I know you can't see. A lot of people are loving them, so I thought we'll get some of them in. So give everybody the opportunity to get some Congo tetras now that they've been enjoying them in one of our planted tanks. Panda Cory, Sturbo Corridors, had a pretty bad run when it comes to corridors in here. So far, so good. They're going all right. Fingers very, very tightly crossed. And I'm touching wood like nobody's business, because I really want them to hopefully come through this time, because the Panda Corridors are definitely on their last chance saloon. This is the third time around we've got a bag of them in, and 2 times we've basically left with nothing. So if they don't come through this time around, then that might be it for Panda Cories in the shop, but we'll see how we go. You have noticed over the week, threw up a couple of photos of the Glossostigma that's come in and the Braziliensis chainsword. We are definitely beginning to ramp into plant season. So if you're a planted tank keeper, now is the time to be buying your plants. They come in big, they come in bushy, they come in ridiculously healthy. It is easily the best time of the year between now and basically towards the end of summer, the start of autumn, to be really filling up your tanks with some really big, strong, healthy, vibrant aquarium plants. So if you're thinking about that, get into it. I'd get into it sooner rather than later, purely because as soon as that Christmas rush comes in with the freight, it's going to put a big struggle on everything as well. So if you're looking for plants, get into it now, and then maybe even after Christmas into the New Year. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Jackie. And hello, Cameron. I hope everybody is well. Definitely plants well and truly worth cracking into at the moment. And also during the week, or might have been on Sunday, we released the second episode of our Aquarium Frenzy podcast. Good morning, Stacey. If you're into listening to my very beautiful voice, then that's probably a thing for you. It's on Spotify at the moment. We're looking at trying to get it onto the Apple podcast player as well. So the podcast we'll be doing is based on what we're doing here on the Friday mornings, but it won't be just these random talks. So it's just me. It'll be the ones that we've got our guests in for. So far we have released the one with just John talking about the difference between Scotland and New Zealand fish keeping, and also one with John when we're talking about the German blue rams. So probably next week we'll release the one with Dr. David Paul with the fish science talk that we had, and a couple of weeks after that we'll do the one with Jeff from Rapashi as well. Got a few other. The podcast is called Aquarium Frenzy. So we've got a few other guests lined up. There's sort of 2 or 3 at the moment. So I'll be talking to them soon, trying to get that sorted over the next upcoming weeks as well. Hoping to get a guest in every sort of 2 or 3 weeks, maybe once a month kind of thing, just to change it up a little bit, and then to have some audio stuff for everyone to listen to as well. So hopefully that works for everybody. So yeah. Oh, it's the Joe Rogan. Well, apparently the Fish Room is definitely the same quality range as the Joe Rogan podcast, so it's definitely worth listening to. What else we got? So because, like I said, there's quite a lot of delays going on with freight, particularly going into Auckland, but there's been a few other regions that are beginning to slow down a little bit. And we sell a lot of aquarium plants and send a lot of the way. I've decided to do a bit of a test on how long aquarium plants can last in basically out of water in a plastic bag like they're water in transit. So this week coming up, I'm going to buy a bunch of extra plants. I'm going to buy some potted plants, and I'm going to buy some bunch plants. So, for example, I'll buy a bunch of Bulia and a potted plant, some Bulia. I'll stick them in a bag, and then I'll put them in a box, and then we'll take a video every single day and see how they're acting, how they're reacting, how fast they're deteriorating, how long they can last in transit for. I do know that potted plants will last in transit longer than bunch plants. I know this from an experiment that I've already done with our Bulia, believe it or not, because I believe the roots are still wet and they're still getting some nutrients that they need that's left in the rock wall, so they're still kind of going all right. But I'll get a variety of plants on for that, maybe a dozen or so, just to sample it. I know it doesn't eliminate the shaking around in the transit of that, but I might just grab the box once a day and give it a wee shake and see if that makes any difference. But I thought that'd be something very interesting for everybody to find out how long they can last in transit. I know some plants 2 days and they're stuffed. Glossostigma is one of them. It doesn't transport very well. Just sort of longer than 3 days, you're in a bit of trouble. I haven't tried Glosso in a pot, however. A bunch of stuff only lasts a couple of days, but then there's other plants like Java Fern could probably be in a bag for a month without any issues. So it all depends on the plant. It all depends on potted or not potted and stuff like that. So hopefully we get a nice broad spectrum test to that and get some decent information and some things going for that. So that's basically all that I've got written down on my sheet. I'll be ordering some more fish science this weekend because everybody seemed to like that. So we've sold out of that pretty quickly. So we need to get some more of that in because it's a good product. And do I have any Java Fern or Java Moss, Michelle? The answer is actually no to both, so it doesn't really matter. No Java Fern, no Java Moss at the moment. So if anybody got any questions, I'll have a sip my coffee. It's not as hot as what it was. That's quite nice. I suppose yesterday as well we got in something that we hadn't had for a while. We got the Omega-1 beta range, which means we've now got the beta bundle going on. This was really, really popular before the Omega-1 foods went out of stock. So I've only just got it back in. We've got half a dozen or so of the bundles available. We can also sell the individual bottles of these as well, but they were a really popular product. So you got the small pellets for your betas, you got the bloodworm treats, and then you got the flakes. So it's a bit of everything for your beta. Like I said, the particular combo sold really, really well, so I'm assuming it means it was good. Never really had betas, so I'm not 100% sure myself, but yeah. Which low-tech foods do you recommend? I have spoken to a few people that keep low-tech tanks, and they really like the API leaf zone product. It's not one that I really use myself. They keep things like crypts and Java ferns and sword plants from memory, so nothing intensely growing when it comes to like stems and stuff like that. But they swear by the API leaf zone. I would consider my tank at home relatively low tech. It is direct injected CO2, but there's nothing other than that that's fancy about it. And I've been using the APT Complete fertilizer, and that seems to be doing a really good job for me. So they would probably be the two that I would go towards, the API Leaf Zone or the APT Complete as far as a low-tech system goes. I would also love it if it would show that it's out of stock before you have to click on it as well. Kerry, that is saying that it's bugged me a lot for a little while now. I'm not entirely certain how to change it. I think it might be some sort of crazy coding, which I have no idea how to do. It is something that I've looked at before, and I would far rather it show out of stock than not out of stock. Potentially, it's something to do with the theme of the website that I've got. Might not have that ability to do so. So short of hiring a web developer to do that, I'm not quite sure where to go for that at the moment. I'm sorry. It's definitely on my list of things that I want to change. It just hasn't made it to the top. At the moment, money is better well spent in finishing off the shop than what it is slight changes on the website. But it's definitely there in my mind to deal with. So maybe in the new year I'll get someone to look into that. But for the time being, we just have to struggle through that. I'm sorry. The flip side is, of course, that I just try and keep everything in stock the whole time. It doesn't always happen clearly, but that's where that is at the moment. I'm sorry. If we've got no other questions, I guess I've got a few other things to do today. Everyone's good. APT, yes, definitely here. APT is it's a good fertilizer. It is a good product. I'm yet to find anyone that's been unimpressed or unhappy with it. So that's definitely a recommendation when it comes to any aquarium. But low tech looks fine for that as well. All right then. Well, I'm going to go. Hope you'll have a good one. Have a good one, team. Happy fish keeping. Catch you later. Enjoy your Friday.